My God, welcome back, guys.
Nice to have you back. How was
I
the
came
library?
running. I forgot to bring my books, and I don't want to pay them.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so
Oh.
now let's go back in our next talk, a head start on your career. So what I personally like the most about my studies is that it's truly practical orientated and that we always have a view for the future and always think of our later career. So we're working always in different step and set ourselves like different goals that we
Yeah.
work forward to, and also have something that we work on our mindset as well, so that we already think, okay, what part or what kind of an employee do I want to be later, or do I want to be self-employed? So we always have something already in our mind. So
But before we go to the talk, why don't we go back to our lovely Mentimeter?
for sure.
And we're going to ask you, what would you like to do after your studies? If you already know it. If you're not, it's fine. Have a guess what, maybe, I would like this, I would like that. But what about you, Leonie? Do you know what you want to do when you finish?
Well, I had a picture when I came here to Leeuwarden, but that actually changed completely. I always thought, okay, I will be self-employed and I want to do my own business, but now that changed because, yeah, I think it always changed. Like every year
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
rebuilding
It's the same with
myself,
me.
and yeah, I keep on saying, oh, I have a rebranding now because I have a new vision
Yeah.
of myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I see myself in something like this. So
Oh.
maybe not in the hosting position, but just
Maybe you're going to end up
behind
with a
the
professional
camera.
host.
yeah, because I like
Yeah.
productions. They're
That's the
always
thing,
so
same thing with
exciting.
me. When I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I like this, but then you try something new, like this, being a host or something else, and you're like, no, actually, I want to change. I want to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
So you never end up knowing.
yeah. That's true. I think this is also the fun part, that you can always like
Yeah.
rethink yourself,
Exactly.
and also when you met new people, that you can just get a new view on things. So
Let's check the answers.
I see. Ooh,
I like one answer, travel. I want to do that too.
travel with friends, travel
Oh,
the
yes.
world. Yeah, I mean, it also depends like what your career options are. I mean, you can like there are some
Yeah.
opportunities where you can work from home and
Exactly.
at that time just be in a van somewhere in
Exactly.
another
In
country.
Australia, like Joanna said.
Yeah, that's true. But I also see I want to grow. That's also nice. I mean, you always grow with everything.
Yeah.
With our studies, we already grow
Yeah.
so much, and I think also
Yeah,
today
I think I've changed so much since I came here. I've learned
And
so much.
it's only 1 year then.
Yeah, imagine 3, 4, 5, 10.
When you end your studies, you
Yeah.
are gonna be a new person.
I see also master. Do you want to do a master? How's that?
Well, I don't think so, because I like to work actually, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not that into studying. That's why I'm also here on a University of Applied Science, because I rather
More
just like to
practical.
work, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And yeah,
Huh? Why don't I leave you alone for your first talk? How's that?
yeah,
Yeah?
I think that would be super fun. So let's go into that.
Perfect.
So, hello. Nice to have you all here. Yeah, I already said it before. I didn't know where I see myself after my studies, but how was it with you? We have you here, Ioana. You studied
Yes.
information technology, right?
Exactly.
And we have Matthew here, who studied international teacher education for primary school, secondary.
Yes.
I'm sorry, we have to change that in my cards then. And we have Mohammed, who studied international business. So yeah, Joanna, maybe we can start with you. Did you know where you want to be after your studies?
It's tough. Yes and no, I would say. The study is so diverse, right? Like you use so many different technologies and everything. That's actually why I also applied to NHL Stenden, because it's so, it gives you a basic of everything. So I was still a bit like, okay, what do I want to do? Because I like all of it, But right now I work as a full stack engineer, which is basically also everything.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of all technologies. So back then I was like, no, I don't know what, where am I going to go and everything. But now that I look back, it makes sense that I chose this, right?
Yeah.
Because I liked it back then, and now,
Yeah.
it's a combination of everything.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you always, as I already said, rebuild yourself and
Yeah.
think of other sides. so
Exactly.
yeah, I get it. And how about you, Matthew? Same? Or did you know where you want to be?
I did not expect me to end up here, that's for sure. I thought I would be going abroad. My program is to study internationally, and so after 4 years in the Netherlands, most of the students in our program are ready to, leave. But and I was supposed to, but I ended up finding myself here, and I'm happy with the situation. And I look forward to the few years that we have ahead. Yeah.
I mean, you in your studies, you also had the opportunity to work more practical, right? You also had the practical. What is it? The name again? Help me.
The internships.
Yes.
Yeah, the teaching practice. Yeah, so you have 4 teaching practices, 4 internships, 1 each year. So the program's kind of split 50-50, 50% didactics, education, pedagogy, and then the other half is practical applications, so studying and teaching in international schools. So I traveled to 4 different places. Well, 3 places. One was online because of COVID, unfortunately. We remember that. And
sadly.
So the ITES took me to Austria, Portugal, and UAE and Dubai, and it was a wonderful experience. A lot of opportunity to apply teaching and grow very quickly because you have to adapt to a lot of different school systems.
I mean, it's always nice to already gain some new skills beside your studies, because this was also the case for you, right? You also joined a lot of associations. So what did you do?
It's surprising, but I was part of 17 student associations in the school, in Leeuwarden, and also internationally as well. For example, International Business Committee, which is an association for international business, and I was the president there. Then there is University Fighting for World Hungers, URWH. Then there was International Student Association Leeuwarden, and Toastmasters as well. So lots of different clubs, including UNICEF Student Team Leeuwarden, which is part of the Leeuwarden team, Erasmus. So I think being part of this student associations helped me to, you can say, practice what I learned in the university, because we had management, marketing, communication, sales, supply chain, logistics, operations, finance. So whatever I have learned through these student associations, I could already implement my decisions or do trial and error and test it before I really go out for the career. So I think being part of the student associations helped me connect my studies and my skills, and it really helped me as well, because we were working in a group of students and we were making decisions together. We were facing some challenges that we also solved together. So I think it is a really good way to go towards your career, because here is a chance where you can make mistake and it's okay. But in the future, when you make mistake, it can be costly. So I think learn and practice, and whatever you learn in your study program, apply it in the student associations, and then you will be more skilled, and you will also develop lots of network. Because I remember International Business Community, like we had a partnership with World Trade Center, for example, in Leeuwarden. Then we had we went to different companies for visits, and we networked with different high-level people and companies. So it also improved our idea of, like, for example, how a business runs. So
So did that also help you then now in your later career, right?
Yes, as I mentioned, so it helped me improve my skills that I needed to apply for my current positions, and it really helped me out. So now I know how to make this kind of choices that I need to make. And of course, you don't really learn everything just by studying something. You also need practical applications. So I think these student associations are the practical applications, which also helped me besides DBE as well. So I really liked it.
And how is it about you? Did you also join any association that help you now?
Well, yes and no. I was in Emmen. I was part of the HBO Sport, so we were organizing a lot of sports events. Even though I'm an IT person, I really like sports also. So it was very different for me. In IT, you program a lot. You're in front of the computer, but then in the association, you're more like actually organizing something. You're talking to people. You're explaining everything. So it was something very different, but it definitely helped me, become more of an outgoing person, I would say, and that definitely helps right now in the job also.
This is also what I said. I mean, it's also about learning things for your career, but I think also for your
Personal,
mental and
yeah,
your,
for sure. Yeah,
that you also grow and step out of your comfort zone
exactly.
now
Yeah,
and then.
yeah.
Yeah, Matthew, did you, or you also joined associations, and is there maybe any part how that set you apart now from your other colleagues, maybe?
I was very involved in associations, programs, whatever you want to call them, particularly with the promotional team of the ITES and ITE. I was a student ambassador for NHL Stenden as well. So I was involved in quite a few roles, and I kind of grew in each position, and I led the team for 3 years. So I guess in a way it sets me apart from other people because I got to see from a different perspective and really get hands-on with what I'm doing. So through that I made connections with people from all of the campuses, which at the time we were based in Groningen. So a lot of the students in Groningen just don't have the opportunity to meet other people at different campuses. But that's how I know so many people here. I knew the campus. I didn't get to go to Emmen as much, but I knew about the other campuses and I knew people. So
yeah. I mean, it's also nice to work on your network now because I think now I'm not really thinking about that because I'm just gonna make friends, but later I might need the contacts. So yeah, that is also really nice. We will soon go into the questions from the chat, but also for you at home, we have our moderators here. We will have a look at them. Hi guys, nice to have you here. So ask them any questions so we can now, then go into that. Let's continue. How was, maybe can you, or how do you see, again, Mohammed, do you also see how the practical learning system of NHL Stenden helped you now in your career, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's so we had this design-based education, and I think there is different phases in that design education where you have to define, ideate, then feedback, and this is the process that we still do in the workplace. And during the design-based education projects, we worked with different companies. So by the time I graduated with all my electives and everything, I had 12 different projects and 12 different DV projects with 2 different companies and organizations. So it really helped me understand different markets, different companies, different products, different strategies, because we had to learn the theories and apply them as well. So it really prepared me for that part of the organizations, and so I think it really helped me. And and still we do DBE projects, so. And for example, like whenever we are launching a new campaign or whenever we are hosting an event, we have to go through that process. Even though we don't call it design-based education in workplace, we call it design thinking, but it's the same process as we do. So it's a continuation of what I learned here.
Yeah, I think you always need that, and you always have to go through different steps. So. Maybe Matthew now. Can you maybe tell us, was it difficult for you to find a job after your studies?
It's finding a job as a teacher, first-year teacher, is particularly difficult regardless of what program you do or how you get into it or where you're teaching. It is an unfortunate reality that a lot of schools prioritize teachers that have a lot of experience. Or multiple qualifications, master's level, doctoral, whatever. So it's very hard to stand out as a first-year teacher. I sent in, I don't know, maybe 50 applications to different schools. And fortunately, actually, one of my teaching practice schools in Dubai had offered me and my partner, also in the program, a job there. And that's one of the easiest ways, or the most... important ways to find a job, particularly with our program in ITES and ITEPS, is to use those connections that you make during your teaching practices. It's difficult, but it's not impossible, and new opportunities will come up. On the last opportunity, I told my partner to apply for this job at the International School of The Hague, and she was, the next day, they had already called her for an interview. And that's how it worked, and through her, I ended up getting the job as well. So it is possible. Just shoot your shot. You just have to keep applying, really. I think that is always the case. You just have to step out and just make use of that. And you stayed in the Netherlands, right? And
do you maybe have any tips or maybe also example why should students stay in the Netherlands? Because what are the options here to work here?
Yeah, starting with the tips, stay connected. I mean, there's a reason why I'm here now is because I stayed connected with people in NHL Stenden, and you will make a lot of friends who can make your life easier in the Netherlands, hopefully. For example, having to move from Groningen to The Hague, having people who can help me move out of my apartment. It sounds like it's minimal, but that's a few days of work trying to arrange that. So you have people who help you, and people who can also help you on the ground once you get to The Hague. Stay connected is my biggest tip. Use the people and the resources that you have available to you. Get yourself familiar with these resources. And your second question, not related to the tips.
If you have any specific thoughts, why should students stay? What are the points?
So one of the reasons why we ended up staying in the Netherlands was because of how developed it is and the systems and the social opportunities, resources, I would say, that this country has. As a foreigner, even though I'm half Dutch, it's still super beneficial what they can offer you. And I would say even like the workers' rights and transportation, things that you take for granted once you leave the Netherlands and a lot of developed European countries help you when you're here. So take advantage of it if you're in it. There's a lot of systems and resources out there for you that's helped us get started. Yeah.
Can you maybe add something to that? Because you also stayed in the Netherlands, right? Was it hard for you to find your social life? You live in Amsterdam?
I live in Hilversum now, but I work in Amsterdam. I used to live in Emmen for, I think, 7 years. So my life was kind of there. I still have a lot of friends there for sure, but now, you make friends at work in the end, and it's pretty easy. Amsterdam is very international, so it's very easy to meet people and make new connections, but I'm still in contact with, some of my classmates from who also stayed in the Netherlands, and we sometimes meet for a coffee, for a drink. So I would agree with you. It's very important to stay connected, because otherwise, you're still in a foreign country. And if you don't stay in contact with these people, then
For example, I'm going to Groningen right after this, just to meet up with the old friends from uni programs. So, and
it helps.
Yeah, it helps. It really does.
Yeah. You also been an ambassador, right? And then, I mean, this is what my future could look like. Come back here and
really
be part of that, and to just share your experience. And was it hard for you to find a job after your studies, Mohammed?
No, I think it was not very difficult. So I'm working where I did my internship. So when I was writing my internship thesis, I was working on a project from my organizations connecting to what we learn and what we do. So I got an offer immediately to continue working at my organizations. Even though my plan was to stay in Netherlands as well, my plan was not to move to Germany. And I actually got offered in Rotterdam in Unilever. But then, since I got an offer in Germany for the United Nations, then I chose to move to Germany. So it was not according to the plan, but it was a good one. But yes, so I think if you are proactive and if you are challenging yourself, then I think you will get a job even before you graduate. You just need to show who you are and what skills you have, because it's very important to network and to be skillful.
Yeah, and did any one of you work besides their study, like outside of uni or something?
I did actually, but it's again very sport related, so it's not really related to my study.
Okay.
But I'm still a referee in the Netherlands for basketball, so I get to travel a lot, which is very nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, and in Emmen I used to teach at the gym, which was also in the beginning I thought nobody's gonna hire me because I don't speak Dutch, and to work at the gym you do need to communicate with people. But it was no problem, everyone speaks English. So they were like, okay, come. And it was fine. Everyone was fine with it. There was never a problem of me not speaking Dutch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But do you speak Dutch now, or is it still fine with English? Ambitie.
No, a little more than that. So I can understand a lot, almost everything. I think speaking is a bit of that, next step that you have to take, where you're still a bit panicked. You're like, okay, what am I saying? But I'm planning to stay in the Netherlands, so I definitely need to learn it to, to be able to speak also. But it's not a problem.
Yeah.
So also in all of my companies where I did my internships and everything, it was never a problem. Even though they were mostly Dutch people, they switched everything for me in English. So it was never like, go into a corner, we don't speak to you. It was always very
open.
Exactly, like nice atmosphere and very, they took me in as if I would be their next employee, even though it was just an internship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's
and that's
nice.
why, it's also one of the many reasons why we love Netherlands.
Yeah, they're very
super open. And also when I go to the supermarket, I mean, you always run into a new conversation. And
Yes.
even older people, when you think, oh, can I ask them something? They always can answer something in English. So
right, that's crazy.
Nice.
It's for me, it's always crazy.
Felt, and I always tell everyone, whenever I talk with a stranger in Netherlands, it feels like I know that person for a long time. Like, they are so friendly, so connected, and it's amazing.
Yeah. So I think that was a great ending for that conversation. So thank you all for having you here. I think I have to leave you to go over to Joan, but see you around. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again.
Hello.
Nice.
How was your talk?
Wonderful, actually. Yeah, we had a great conversation, and I'm looking forward. Oh, well, I don't know, but now I know what I'm looking forward after my studies.
That's good. That's good. Do you have a clear picture? Nah. So that's a thing. Always change.
It helped.
Okay. So why don't we go have a look at our
Sophia doing?
Sophia. How is the backstage? How is everything going there?
Hey guys, good to see you again. We're backstage. We have a new set of teachers and students and programs ready here for you guys to ask all of your questions. Let's see, they're setting up still in their rooms, but we're gonna go into one room, see what it is. Oh, I see a couple of familiar faces I know. Hey guys. Good to see you. So tell all our viewers online then what study program you guys are from.
International business.
International business. Represent. All right. And so what questions today are you guys most excited to answer?
Probably project. What is a project? What kind of projects do we have? I think maybe the international opportunities.
Yes, I was going to say, what makes IB?
Yes,
and some tips for the new students.
Very nice.
True. You were going to talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, good, good. And then also too, all of you guys at home who are nervous, I'm sure our teachers and students, you're also nervous.
Yeah.
So how did you guys prepare then for all the questions and everything?
We had lunch.
Lunch and then
we shared it. So yeah.
Business lunch.
Yeah, business lunch. Yes, definitely.
We prepare some questions, and we really try to think about the perspective of incoming students and what they would be interested in. You know, when we were looking at the webinars, our own, what kind of questions we thought of and what kind of information we were looking for.
Yeah.
So we hope to get you all the answers. And if you have some questions that we are not answering, make sure that you put them in the chat.
Good.
Yes.
Well, good luck, guys. See you soon. Enjoy. All right, we'll leave them be then. And so here at 1 o'clock in the backstage studios, we have a Q&A session of international business, tourism management, international human resource management, creative business. But then online, we have another live Q&A session of computer science. Leonie and Joanne, what's up next in the live stream?
Well,
yeah, thank you, Sophia. I think they have a lot of fun. That was super nice.
What's next, you asked? So basically at 1, in a few minutes, we have the second day in a live, a talk with the guests that we're going to see their blogs, see how their life is.
Yeah, we have Greta here, who is on Grand Tour in Bali, and Nina, who is on her teaching practices in Buenos Aires, which is so much fun.
So both of them will be on Zoom. And I believe Greta, she will talk about Bali, but she just traveled to Thailand yesterday or this week, I think.
Yeah, that's
Because she's
true.
doing her second minor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just came there, so let's see. Everything is gonna be super new for
Yeah.
her. So yeah, and then we have our breakout session at 1, as Sophia already mentioned, about how to find housing and the housing guarantee. So always keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't forget to book your one-on-one
Exactly.
talk.
With student, chat or video, and make sure to ask every question you have either on this chat or book them. You can talk with students from particular programs, make more precise questions. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
that's true.
Now we're gonna go on another short break, and we will be right back with the day in a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.